Guys a reference to Goonies? Is
Sure
that
is. Yeah, it sure is.
nice? Great.
Are you a big fan?
Uh, oh yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, I still meet people to this day that have never seen it, and I have
Oof.
to, educate them in the ways. Thanks so much for your time, and congratulations on season 4. What an incredible opening to the show it's been. Normally we do junkets before things have come out. I've got the privilege of chatting to you after it's come out. How's the response for you been?
Oh, nice. That's fun. Um,
Amy?
us by surprise, isn't it, David? Like all like
Mm.
it's just um I think it's bigger and better, not better because we read the script and we know how good it is, but you never know when you shoot something and we shot it last year, right? So you
Hmm.
just have no idea how things are going to be received when they come out. So we're kind of, I think, day by day going like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, you really let go into this experience, and it's always turned out with The Chosen bigger than I expected. I think bigger than anyone's expected. And it's just it's nuts, you know. Every season they're like, "Oh, remember last season? This one's like 10 times bigger." And remember how we like went around the world with their app? Well, now we're going into theaters. I mean, like there's a lot of shows. I'm a big fan of like, series in general. And there's no series that goes to theaters. Like all the shows that I love, like they just don't go to theaters. So The Chosen going there is just kind of like a head scratching moment. I thought, okay, maybe they're going to do the first or second season, but now the whole season being having a theatrical release, it's like there's a lot that's unprecedented about it. And so I'm just along for the ride now. And so every next big thing, I'm just like, all right, now we're on the
Yeah.
top of the world. Okay, fair enough.
I
Cool.
mean, Dave, you're Brit, right?
I sure
To
am. Yeah.
have anything premiere in Leicester Square is a big deal, but to have a TV show,
Yeah. Well,
that
I mean, it's mad. So the show started crowdfunded, and then 2 weeks ago, there we were, Leicester Square. We missed you guys. Good. And Amy, over to you. So Joanna's not a character that we know a huge amount about from the Bible, but Dallas has done such an incredible job of weaving her into this story. How is that for you to take on that role and just to play her?
I don't know how the writers do it, all of our writers, because this is such a massive cast. You've got Jesus, and you got 12 disciples, and you have lots of other very important auxiliary characters like John the Baptist. And so I don't even know how they managed to give everyone such a complete, beautiful background story arc. So I'm just sort of stepping back, going, thank you so much, thank you so much. I don't know, it's great. They've managed to like, shoehorn in another great character who has, yeah, she doesn't get a whole lot of airtime in the Bible, but I'm deeply delighted to have the privilege to flesh her out.
And David, on the flip
Mm.
side, John the Baptist, we know a little bit more about, as obviously as Jesus' cousin. But for you to play that
Hmm.
role, and I've only seen the first couple of episodes. I've not seen episode 3 yet. How was that to play for you? And what was it like on set during those scenes that were no doubt really tricky?
Yeah, well, it's John the Baptist has been a lot of like surrendering to the experience of it, and not trying to get too wrapped up in um what people might expect, but more trusting the vision that Dallas and the writing that Ryan and Tyler and Dallas um have done with the character. And so there's a lot of like surrendering to that experience, and on set, because it's essentially a person going towards their death, but a person who is so convicted in their mission in life, there's a bittersweetness to it. There's a completion of one's life's duty, and then at the same time a mourning of the life they loved. So it was an interesting kind of revelation to feel these like cocktail of things. And as I keep saying, like John is not Jesus, he's not a god, he's a man. And I wanted to make sure that was going to remain the case, that he would feel like that. And so it was a lot of the scene kind of just revealed itself to me, like any good creative process, which Dallas is at the helm of, and really good at creating an environment where we can all create. So yeah, a lot of it was just trust. And I guess there's a weird parallel between like spiritual trust and then the trust as an actor. It's very much almost the same thing, in a weird way. The creative arts can become spiritual in a way, in that sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes sense to me, and I'm throwing it out there, and hopefully
No, it does.
hopefully
Sorry, I
you
was
get it.
slightly distracted by the cat. Hello,
Oh,
cat.
Oh
What's
yeah.
the cat's name?
this is Ninja.
Hey, Ninja. That's a fantastic name for a cat. Yeah, I love it. So Amy, you touched on this, and it's a question to both of you, really. But the show is the cast is massive, so there's so many things that you never get to see. So that dance sequence that opened the show, I think it's episode. Is it the beginning of episode 1? I chatted to the guys last week and they'd never seen it. There must be so many things that you just sort of revel and sit back and go, this show's brilliant. And then you go, oh, look, there's me.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild for all of us actors because someone asked us what it was like to watch it on the big screen, and I think it's to watch it all come together and realize where everyone's weaving together, and then they add the music, and then it's just like, what? It's so epic. Because sometimes even in beautifully written scenes, it can feel very, very dry. There's not a lot going on. I mean, I think David should go ahead and tell his anecdote about his death scene. And on screen there's this beautiful moment. He sees the lamb and the light and this and that, but on the day,
Yeah, exactly.
a blank wall or what?
Yeah. I'm tied to the block. Like literally tied. My feet are literally chained. They went very like method with this whole thing. So it's not much acting necessary there. But I didn't see a lamb. There wasn't actually like a lamb on the day. There was a bright light that was in my face, and that had to symbolize the thing. So it's a lot of it is like, the artifice of like movie magic, right? Like they had this whole thing about like these Marvel characters when they're like running, it's so epic, but then you actually see it's like just a bunch of dudes on like a green screen on a treadmill, and they're like, running, and it takes the movie magic is really, it's really incredible when it comes together. And they do this so well, where they introduce the music at like just the right moment, and it makes the performance like 10 times better than whatever it is. The way they cut it, the pacing, all of these things kind of come together to really make this moment. So it's so beautiful with film, the way you can have so many creatives behind something, and we as the actors are so lucky to just take all the credit for those moments,
It can go the other way too, right? Where you do something and as you're filming, you're like, yeah, man, this is going to be so awesome. Everybody's going to cry. This scene's so great. And then you watch it and it's just like, oh, like whatever they did in the editing room or whatever they did to you, just like, no, we're taking over.
Yeah, totally. And like what you were saying before, Dave, like how you're watching this great show, and then you're gonna come up. You're like, man, I hope I don't screw this up. Like, I hope I don't come on as like the hammiest stuff imaginable.
No,
So
you
there's always that
absolutely
hope.
didn't. The show's fantastic. My time's up, guys. Thanks so much for your time today, and congratulations. And I look forward to seeing the rest of the season.
Oh, thank
Awesome.
you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, Dave. Nice to meet
Cheers.
you.
You too. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey, you guys!